Hello everyone, these are the questions I'll be covering today. So the very first question is, if a consumer has monotonic preferences, can she be indifferent between the bundles where the two bundles are given? We have already studied in our last lecture, we already studied what monotonic preferences are, and here there is a condition given with the availability of two bundles, two sets here, 10,8, 8,6. So definitely monotonic preferences itself shows that the preference of consumer do not change, because he's already at a point of higher level of satisfaction. So definitely no, the consumer cannot be indifferent between the two bundles if the consumer preferences are monotonic. And why the consumer cannot be indifferent? Because it's already given that consumer has monotonic preferences here, which implies that first combination which is 10,8 allows more of both the goods as compared to second combination. So meaning to say that the consumer is getting more of both the goods in the first combination. That implies that the first combination offers higher level of satisfaction, and thus consumer must prefer it to the other. Now the second question, again the same situation is given, that the consumer preferences are monotonic. Now what would you say about consumers preference ranking over the bundles? Three bundles are given here, 10, 10, 10, 9 and 9, 9. As we can see that it's already given that consumer preferences are monotonic here. So it refers to a situation where consumer prefers a bundle which has more of every good. So in this case, consumer preference ranking can be explained as the most preferred bundle is 10 is to 10, 10. So this situation explains that consumer has already a preferred ranking where the bundle 10, 10 is the preferred most bundle because it carries more of both the goods. Second preference goes to 10, 9 because it's the second in the ranking, and third preferred bundle would be 9, 9. As you can see here, the first bundle has 10 unit of first good and 10 unit of second good. Then second bundle has 10 unit of first good but one lesser unit of second good, which is 9, and third bundle has more both the units are lesser as compared to the first and second bundle. So there are 9 unit of first good and again 9 unit of second good. So as per this situation, the first combination test 10, 10 offers higher level of satisfaction, and therefore consumer must prefer it over the other two available bundles. Now there is a question given. Suppose there are two consumers in the market for a good and their demand functions are given. D1P which is equal to 20 minus P. This is the first equation. This D1, this 1 is in the subscript. So it's D1P equals to, this is the first demand function, where the situation is price is less than or equal to 20 and D1P is equal to 0, this demand function becomes 0 at any price greater than 20. So if price goes above 20, this demand functions become 0. Similarly, for there is demand function 2, which is D2P, which is equal to 30 minus 2P. This is equation, demand function. So for any price less than or equal to 15, but when this D1, this has to be D2P, and D2P becomes 0 at any price greater than 15. Now we have to find out the market demand function. So this defines the first condition, that D1P is equals to 20 minus P at any point of P less than or equal to 20, and D1 is equals to, D1P becomes 0 when price is greater than 20. Second situation is being defined here. Now as we know that market demand is the summation of all the number of demands in the market. So for market demand we will take the summation of both the demand functions, that is D1P plus D2P. Simply putting the value, we have put in these equations here and we have taken the summation here, that comes out to be 50 minus 3B. Now this is for the situation where price is more than 15 but is less than 20. So this is our equation number 1, or solution, first part of solution. Then market demand is summation again, so we are taking this thing again here, but here this part is being taken as 0. Why is being taken as 0? This whole part has been taken as 0. Why this is being taken as 0? Because for any price greater than 15, D2P becomes 0. So for this situation, when price is more than 15, the second demand functions become 0. That's why it's been taken as 0. So this equation, the remaining part is 20 minus P plus 0. So it becomes 20 minus P for price more than 20. Now further, so this is equation number 2, or condition number 2, second part of solution. Now third situation, under the third situation, again we are taking the market demand, taking summation of both. Here both becomes 0, since for price greater than 10, D1P becomes 0 and D2P is already 0 from this situation. So taking both of them as 0 under this situation, therefore it becomes 0. This is the third condition, or the third market demand function under this scenario. Therefore the market demand would be 50 minus 3P if and only if price is less than or equal to 15, which is equal to 20 minus P, or if and only if price is is greater than P but is greater than 15 but is less than or equal to 20. And in this situation, in the third situation it gets 0 if price is greater than 20. So the three situations are being defined here sequence wise. So these are the three market demand functions under three different situations that is being given in the question. Now we'll move ahead. So what do you understand by normal goods and what do you mean by inferior goods? First we'll pick the normal goods. So the quantity of a good that consumer demand can increase or decrease with rise in income depending on the nature of good. For most of the goods, the quantity that a consumer chooses increases as the consumer income increases and decreases as the consumer incomes decreases. These goods are called normal good. So in this case, the demand goes in the same direction to that of the income. If income increases, the demand for these goods also increases. That is why they are known as normal goods. See here the situation is being given. Price is given on vertical axis. The quantity demanded is given on horizontal axis. And you can see there is a demand there's an outward shift of the demand function. Demand function D1 shifts to D2, meaning to say that when the price is increasing, quantity also is going together. When this shows that when income of consumer is increasing, the demand for that particular good is also increasing. So there is an outward shift from D1 to D2. The second case is of inferior good. Here situation is little different, because there are some goods the demand for which moves in the opposite direction as to that of the income. Here even if we want to show the direct relationship, we can take income on vertical axis also. Price oblique income can be taken here also, showing that when income is increasing, quantity demanded is also increasing. So now coming back to inferior good, yes, as the opposite direction of the income, meaning to say that when income will increase, demand for the inferior good will fall. So they move in opposite direction. Such goods are the inferior goods. So here there is a kind of opposite relationship between the two. You can see here there is an inward shift, shifting backwards. The demand function D1 is shifting backwards, because when the income or the is increasing, quantity demanded decreasing for that particular good. So meaning to say there is an inverse relationship. This is here the income, we can show income parameter here on vertical axis, and this way it can be shown that very easily that when income is increasing, quantity demanded is decreasing. So there is a kind of inward shift when the income of the consumer is decreasing. So such goods are the inferior goods. They can be called as related, poor quality goods. Example can be low quality food items. The most common is coarse cereals, and etc. and etc. Now another very important aspect of this chapter is price elasticity of demand. Elasticity itself shows the degree of responsiveness. So here the price has been taken, so that is why the degree of responsiveness towards price shall be considered. And degree of responsiveness of what? Degree of responsiveness of demand towards price. As the name itself has explained entire thing, that this concept shows the degree of responsiveness of change in quantity demanded as a result of change in prices. It's an economic measurement that shows how much of quantity demanded will be affected by change in price, or so it helps us to figure out the responsiveness of consumer towards the fluctuation of prices. And this is price elasticity of demand. When if we replace this word demand by supply, what would it show? It would show the degree of responsiveness of supply towards change in prices. The same has been written here. Price elasticity of supply determines the responsiveness of supply to price. Here the mathematical formula for this price elasticity of demand is showing the percentage change of quantity demanded which is delta Q upon percentage change in the price. Similarly, when we talk about supply, is the percentage change in the quantity supplied, which is delta Q again, upon percentage change in the price, which is delta P. This delta itself again shows the change. So this is the basic formula. As you can see, it's percentage change in quantity upon percentage change in price, which is equal to minus delta Q upon Q whole upon delta P upon P. This part shows change in quantity, this part shows the change in price. Or with little reshuffling, the final formula comes to be minus delta Q upon delta P multiplied by P upon Q. P is the price, Q is the quantity, we know that. So this is the final formula. In this lecture only this much. Do not forget to visit my portal for live classes and get register there as soon as possible. The new shift or the new batch is starting very soon, and we are going to take up a new batch very soon. So do not forget to visit, explore the website. It's quite interesting, got a lot of blogs to read also, and get register. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.